At preparation, please make sure your phones are closed.
Erev Tov.
Good evening.
Erev Tov.
Good evening. Thank you.
אז יש לנו שנה טובה.
So we have a good year, Shana Tova, a brand new one.
כולה לטובה.
It's all for the good,
ואנחנו
and we are with you again.
עברו הרבה זמנים, כן?
Many times have passed.
היה לנו יורצייט של רבש,
We had the Yortzeit of Rabash, the Yortzeit of Bala Sulam, Rosh Hashanah, and Yom Kippur, and our topic is Ibur, conception. It continues this way.
אחרי סוכות אנחנו
Now we have Sukkot. After Sukkot, we will return to this matter of conception, probably with all our might. For the time being, we are starting to run
שיעורים חדשים בעיבור.
new lessons in conception in Ibur according to the recordings of Rabash.
יש כאן ממש
In short, there's here a true continuation of all that we've had.
נתחיל מנושא עיבור, כן?
So we're going to continue and start with the concept of conception, yes?
אני מיד מתחיל משאלה.
I immediately am going to start with a question.
בבניית החיים החדשים, רוחניים,
In building a new spiritual life and creating a new spiritual life,
מי כאן אישה?
who here is
מי כאן הגבר?
the woman? Who here is the man?
טיפה
Who here is the male drop and the female drop
בעיבור,
in conception?
והעיבור הזה,
Where does this conception occur?
משתתפים.
How many participants are there here?
בוא נחשוב.
Let's
כמה
think.
יש לנו משתתפים?
How many participants do we have in this conception in Ibu? And what do you point to? Where is the couple? And
איפה זה קורה?
where does this happen?
איש ואישה,
Man, woman, divinity between them, the creator between them? Or is it happening inside some woman and man? And in short,
יכולים לייצב את
how can you establish, stabilize this matter? What's happening here?
בבקשה.
Please.
יש לנו אדם עולם קטן.
A man is a small world, so inside a man there's a woman and a man. Inside of every woman, inside of every man.
האישה זה הרצון,
The woman is the desire, the lack,
זה מה שמביא את ה...
and the man is what is filling this desire, this lack.
אני חוזרת על השאלה, ביצירת החיים החדשים בעיבור,
In creating the new life in Ibur, conception, who is the woman, who is the man? What is the male drop and the female drop? Where does it happen? How many participants? It's a bit difficult for me to see it all clearly, but I have a feeling it's inner work inside of every man or woman. The conception is coming from annulment. Each one is annulling.
Yes, it's a word that happens inside man and inside the 10. All these processes really happen in all of the parts of the Kli.
So we pray to the Creator that He will connect us, so we will have a Kli, that through it the answers will come. It has to happen in the point of annulment and connection, the point of desire and fulfillment, that we agree to feel each other.
Inside the feeling of them both, there is the Creator, really. He's the one that decides in this conception. And if we have the desire and the prayer to the Creator, so probably this conception will happen.
Enough that a woman is connected to a man and we see the Creator between them.
There are 3 partners, I think. I don't know, but it's something that I thought about on the way here when I read the preparation parts about conception. There's 3 partners. Now, it's not enough for a woman just to desire. She needs the environment. She cannot by herself, and the man cannot by himself. And the environment is enabling the desire and the possibility that all 3 partners will make this connection.
I don't know exactly how to answer this. I know we need the right outside circumstances, environment, but the desire is on us, the inner desire. From one hand, we need to attack on connection. Other hand, complete annulment to our surroundings, to the womb.
אז באמת, נגיד, אם אדם כלפי...
So really, if a man towards the 10, towards the group, so the 10 is the womb for the man, and the man is the womb for the other parts of the 10. Really, the womb is also the Creator, who is our womb. And if it's between a man and a woman, so inside everyone there's a man and a woman. So if the woman is annulling to the man and the man to the woman, there's a mutual work.
If we're talking about the 10, then who in the 10 is the woman? Who in the 10 is the man? And who in the 10 is the Creator, as there are 3 partners that's written in man. Man and woman and divinity between them, yes? Or Abba ve'ima, father and mother. The Abba gives whiteness and the Ima gives the redness. In order to bring divinity, where is this? In the 10. We have 10 men, what happens there? Could be also 10 women. Please.
What is coming up in my mind? The 10 itself is like the man. Me inside the 10 is the woman. The relationship between us in the annulment that I bring myself into the 10, that is what the Creator is.
The man in the 10 is the state. Okay.
So the point of each of us in the 10 is the Malchut, and every friend is the Creator, and the connection between them is the Creator. The part that is lacking at me is only can connect because of the Creator among us, between us. We have to raise that lack.
Actually, the Creator is the one who's connecting the parts. He's correcting the prayer that we bring through the 10 together. It's actually the man that we ask of him to correct the break between us.
I am the desire to receive. The black point inside the 10. The 10 is like the Father, or wants only to give, and the Creator is the net between us.
First of all, I don't know, but from what I feel, the joint luck that is born, it is the woman, and the connection that is revealed is coming from the Creator. Maybe it is some force. I don't know how to divide it, but in how I feel, we speak about the same things.
Each one is telling it differently, but it's the same desire of looking for the Creator. That's the Malchut, her desire for this connection inside the 10. The annulment for the friends, to the friends.
If the group is the womb and I'm the drop of semen, how am I included in the group, adhere to the womb, according to which criteria? I need to adhere, according to which criteria do I need to adhere to the womb in the group? Please.
The first criteria is that we all have the same goal, which is to reveal the Creator between us. This is the first criteria. After, so that I can adhere, I need to annul myself and see all you as great as and in Gmar Tikkun.
I have to see the friends in the 10 as the greatest of the generation. I have to feel them as great, to be jealous of them, to be small next to them. This is the only way I can be included in them.
The annulment, to see all as equal and great than me.
If I imagine the drop of sperm, out of all of them, only one gets inside the womb. Of course, there is annulment and desire for connection and adhesion. There is also big prayer and big necessity to get inside. Otherwise, the sperm won't succeed.
Just to continue, it's this desire, it's the longing, the importance of the semen that really wants to get in. So from his annulment and from big desire, he can adhere.
I saw a movie once and how the sperm gets inside the womb. It was such a long, complicated procedure. And he has to annul to come inside the egg and just to hold on to the group.
And that they hold it strongly, tight. And we all see each other as great. It gives us security. Not to think about ourselves, because we cannot annul if you don't get that mountain of safety and security. Alone you cannot make it.
The main point is the annulment, this place that against all the interruptions, everything that comes to us, we ask our friends to stick together to the same center, that we can add to it only from annulment.
It's written that an embryo in his mother's womb eats whatever his mother eats. What does that mean in spirituality? The embryo or the fetus in his mother's womb eats whatever his mother eats.
Means that maybe I think I have some control over something, but I have no control over nothing. I cannot change anything. The states that the Creator gives me are the best states. And I need to say, Enod Milvado is good and does good. All that I can do is change my perception towards what I receive. And if I know He is good and does good, all the food that He gives me needs to be tasty.
It means that I receive from the 10 everything. What they see, look as important, that is important to me. What they do, I do everything. Just go after them with my eyes closed, like a baby goes after his mommy.
Really, the embryo is in complete annulment. That means that whatever the mother decides, that's what happens. So whatever the 10 is deciding, and we are in complete annulment, we are ready to accept it inside the 10, inside the womb. And that is what counts in spirituality.
It is the place that we continue this. In every minute we have two roles. We are also the womb and the fetus. We give and receive inside the 10. Because this fetus wants to receive this DNA, this gene of giving and make contentment to the Creator.
Yes, the 10 is really the force that feeds me. For sure, He knows better than me. It's the force that guides me. It's the force that the Creator is inside it. And always, through my annulment of myself, I can get feed it from the group, from the 10, and that is the most right way.
That's right, all our soul is the 10. The baby can't eat on his own, it's through he eats what his mother eats. All my soul is inside the group.
There's that really of it is nothing left. It's all that is above it, what gives him feed, what gives him life. If I have something of me, of the fetus, that the mother will take it out like a foreign body. It means he's only making what is above him.
This kind of shared state. All the time we enter that shared state, there is only the importance of the Creator. We ask Him to help us, this small dot point of connection, and that's the start. All the rest is not relevant, whatever was before. Everything else outside of it, our thoughts, doesn't matter. Only this search in this small dot point, we have to receive help to find it and be there.
But besides that, as he eats what his mother eats, he doesn't discern the food, he doesn't hear, he doesn't see, he doesn't speak, he is mute. Yes? And he has no possibility, seemingly, to influence his development or anything, to participate willingly. How could it be that we exist in such a way the whole time of conception inside the group. That's something terrible. Right?
קחו איזה חברה שהיא תסביר לה,
Take some friend so she can explain to her what it means for her to be in conception in the group. She's going to talk about what criticism they'll do about her. In short, everything she receives, she has to receive it as if it's perfect, and there is nothing except for that, and that's my whole life.
קדימה, קדימה.
Let's go.
מה זה נקרא שעובר אילם?
What does it mean that an embryo, a fetus, is mute, deaf, in short, does not get involved in anything? He doesn't see. He also doesn't want to see. We are talking from desire, not wanting on its own to participate in anything. He's completely nullified before his mother, and she can do whatever she wants with him. In such a manner, he goes through all the corrections, all 9 months of gestation. Malchut is plus the 9 sfirot, and the Malchut goes through those 9 sfirot all the way up to Keter, and it has to be like that in complete annulment. Picture that form. As I give myself to the group and let it do with me whatever it wants to. And actually, this is all I want, to integrate and to nullify. Is anyone ready for that? Okay, we won't ask. Just talk about that state for the time being.
So of course, this state is it's repulsing. I don't want it. It's not pleasant, but it's good that it's repulsive because this is exactly our work. Here is where we need to ask help from the Creator. This is the state we need to get to. That I want nothing. Anything you give me, I will say thank you. This is the greatest thing in the world.
That's the hardest work there is. So-called he's not doing anything, but he's working hard because we have desires and opinions and thoughts all the time. And we know what should be. We think we do. To annul that every moment, that's conception.
Yes, it's true. All our work is really to annul and to include. It is the hardest work, but think about it, it's utopia. Because if we really succeed in being in this place, we will be in the best place in our lives. Because a baby in his mother's womb, he's the safest, he's the best. So why not? But
with all this, the network has to be a network of love. We are touching the point of Arvut. We have to, above reason, believe that the friends want the best for us. We know that between us there is love. That's why we have the ability to annul. It's not friends, this is the Creator, and He's educating us, each point for its root. And we say together He's the good that does good. This is what enables annulment. Without love, without Arvut, we won't be able to hold the difficult states, and we are there.
there is no chance that I can do it alone. There's no chance that I agree to it from my own desire. It's only with your help, with the help of the group. And when I see example, and when I receive the security to be in this place, only then I will be ready to do it. Because when we all do it together, it is really, for sure it is the best place in the world, but the ego will not let us do it if we will not get something. This is why we need the safety and the security from the group, and to see really that it is like a mother that is worried about me 100%.
The safety of a mother, this is the greatness of the cause. When we have a great cause to reach, great goal to reach, then all our ego just floats inside and just listen to the friend.
It's really impossible, like you said, and only Ervut can give us, can lift us. It looks also completely impossible not to desire, so maybe above every desire that reveals, maybe above everything, we can build this.
To remind each other, if each one takes herself, gets inside to look at that inner desire of truth, she will understand that she's drawn to that point. But this is the beginning. All the stages of conception, we have to help each other and to other friends. We have to build the womb that we can stick to it together. We receive more of Yud. We have to work together to remind each other, to help whoever needs it at a certain moment, to cry for the Creator together.
A group that wants to develop quickly its members, its friends, needs to probably influence them upon each and every friend in two manners. On one hand, annoy her, give her that unpleasance, all kinds of forms of difficulty to connect to the group in order to hasten development. On the other hand, probably if a friend needs, then give her support and encouragement for her to advance. Right or not? Well, let's say to annoy each and every one, we know how. Yes, we know how to do that. And we also heard that we're supposed to support also. How will we do that on each and every one? Let's say we're at 10 and now we are agreeing, we don't care about anything, we want to enter Ibul, we want to finish this Ibul, to be born, we want to be born to the enlightened world, meaning to feel spirituality. What could be possibly better than that? What more why do we live? What do we have life for? How will we do this? Enhance our development. Let's work in our group that pressures each and every one and also helps and assists each and every one. Like that, kind of shakes, and we hasten time this way. How do we do that? Please.
We know when we have want to connect, then we get this objection. Each and every one of us, when we work towards connection, we get the force against. Then we need the Creator to help us. So the group needs to create this pressure to connect more. Why you don't meet? Why? To make this pressure into the direction of connection. This is what the group needs to create, and that is making us feel unpleasant in our place. About support,
each one in the 10 has to feel that there is expectations from her. People are waiting to see things. She's not a guest. She has a duty. She has to fulfill it. But when a friend needs help, and a friend is in a difficult state, whatever, of any kind, the 10 has to come and give her whatever she needs, so she can stop thinking about yourself and start thinking of the 10.
Yes, the 10 is the safe place. This is the womb. To her you come in every condition. The pressure the Creator gives, I think, we don't need to give much of it. But if really we give the safe place, that each and everyone knows that she comes in every state to the 10. If it's in the place of going down, if and going up, if she needs to support her, she needs to support herself, and she can bring everything to the 10, of course, in the right manner. So this safety net will be created so that the 10 is the warm place where you can grow in every state, in every condition.
I agree. My feeling is everything starts and ends in our thinking, our thoughts about each other. If I receive states from the friend of the Creator, it means we're not thinking about each other. If I feel that I can raise above every state, whatever kind of state, it is because the friends are thinking about me. It is all this, if we are thinking about it or not. And this is our... sometimes we see that we are not doing this, that we receive bad states, bad situations. And this network of love, this is the force.
So the best example for this is, it's in the feeling like a child. Sometimes you need to give him a little hit. You need to be angry to put him in his place so that he will grow right. And on the other hand, you need to wrap him in love, always in love, and to show him he is in the safest place. And exactly in the same way, we need to feel to the 10, to the friends, that they are in the safest place. I will always be there for them. And along with it, I will give them the example, I will give them the push when they need.
Like a child, he is always happy. So also we can proceed more quickly by being happy, being joyous. How joyful can we be by feeling the desire of the upper world? Even with tears in our eyes, we can do this.
I think to be angry and to be stressed comes natural to me. I don't need help with it. But this push, this wake up, this push and the burning for what is important in life, this is something you can give in a good way. From my experience about myself with friends, I didn't see that it brings connection, even the opposite. So what I would like is how I would like to treat the others, is to give this warmth and the push together.
I remember a few examples where I could help my friends and friends helped me, even if they said to me, "What are you talking about? You're just thinking about yourself. Do you remember the goal of life? Why are you stuck in your own self?" It's a place of great love and there is great thanking. This is a feeling that the Creator is talking and say, "Come on, hurry up." And the other thing that we can do is to remember that we're going to have states and more states, but one side in relevance to another, we can deal with them. I really think that we need to help find the place. How are we working together? How can we work together in the workshop? How can we now in the workshop open our hearts? That the Creator would help us, that we can feel it. And
all of our advancement, nevertheless, depends on the upper force. as all together, man and woman, divinity between them. That's the main thing. As the Creator here brings the new life, the new force. How do we relate to the group like to the Creator in order to thank and ask and develop by it? How do we relate to the group like to the Creator? Well, because the Creator stands behind every friend, doesn't matter, but the general force of the group that is connected, that's inside where the Creator is revealed. Come and see. He's not revealed from any other place. So how do we pray for the group? And respect it and relate to it so much so that it becomes the upper force that grows us. Please.
Like we said before, of course, all the time, to see the friends as the greatest of the generations, as greater than me, to think about them as the Creator. The center of the 10 is the Creator. There's their force that I need all the time to listen to hear it, to annul to it, to think about it. And on the other hand, to think about the friends, to worry about them, to want them to have only good. This mutual work, all the time to work this way.
Yes, we don't have anything in life except the 10. I think each one of us here feels this. To develop sensitivity towards the 10. To receive on one hand as much as we can, and from the other hand, to give as much of the greatness that we can.
In order to get to the 10, we need to have preparation. Like we prepared for the lesson, we need to prepare for the 10. That means that if we have our article, we need to hear something before, we need to hear the lesson before, we need to be connected to the material, we need to have a role in the 10. And the more I help to grow the 10, this way the 10 helps to grow me. And the more that I invest in the 10, so the 10 invests in me. This is a dual relationship, and the Creator is revealed inside this net where everyone gives her part and everyone receives from the system.
The Creator is connecting the one who is want to be in adhesion with Him. When we all want to be in adhesion with Him, each of us sees the 10. From one hand, the Creator. From the other hand, she has to invest in the 10. And then the 10 becomes real and great and big. And the 10 is a lab. We practice whatever Rav says. It becomes a power, an upper force.
It's true. At least for me in my life, now there is nothing more important than the 10. At least this is how I want to feel. I try all the time to be concerned and to worry about all the friends and to worry that they all be connected sometime. And this is how we always need to feel the friends. There is no safer place than this. I don't know how to... I have no other taste or point in life other than this way and those friends. There is no way I will live without it.
I feel like a black point in a womb. Every day we have to pray to the Creator all day. Thank you for what are you giving to us. And also see where the water is cold. And I don't feel so comfortable. And this is my cleaning.
To me, it sounds like the result of consistency in a role or in distribution. From that I invested in it, then it becomes important to me. And it's like, if the kid will do everything I want from me, it just becomes important to me. As insisting and investing.
This is what brings us to the point of being thankful for the 10, as this 10 arrived because of some earlier structure created it, and now this is the creator in reality between us. So thank you that we have this privilege that most people don't have. But because it's such a big privilege that we request, please help us to give it to other people, that there will be more 10s, that the whole humanity would be a big 10.
Let's say 9 months of gestation have passed. What does it mean that the embryo has become already ripe for birth? What does it mean that a person has had 9 months of gestation upon him and he became qualified for birth? Ready.
When
the embryo wants to come out, he starts to push and to show the mother he wants to go out. He's doing many movements, he's showing his desire that he wants to come out of the womb. And this is the embryo. We need to get to this state, that we suddenly, some breakage of force we didn't have before. And this breakage is the scream and the demand to the Creator that will fix us. And it comes from the goal that maybe the embryo understands that it's not where he should be, and it's too narrow, and it's now he doesn't like to be embryo anymore. He doesn't want to be in annulment anymore. He wants to be like the Creator, like the Mother.
I don't know so much what to say, but I do feel even that the fetus, the baby is born, it's still a state of annulment, but on a different level. Still receives from his upper, but there is something different.
Once 9 months of gestation has passed, there's already 9 sfirot together with Malchut. That means that the embryo is ready to be born, to be spiritually born. So the nature already helps to give the birth. He's creating the pressure and everything to get into the womb, then come out of it. It's a good state. It's maybe painful, but it's very good.
Yes, I also feel that the main thing when the baby corporeally is born, and here the birth is from connection. It's opposite as the corporeal state. We have to be in adhesion to be born. We as one want to give this love to the world. So we go out of the birth canal of the will to receive everything we live in life, which is nothing. It has to be opposite of our nature, only together.
לי זה מרגיש מתוך ייאוש.
Feels to me out of despair and being unable to do anything by myself. It just comes from a place of the understanding that I am 100% dependent, and all that I have left is to ask in order to come out of this state. And I cannot do it alone. I have no ability to do it alone. It's only with the power of the group, of the Creator, only from that.
A will to ask is born. The ability to ask the upper, the Creator.
I don't know how he feels, but I think he's complete some kind of development, some period, some process. And then the mother's body is pushing him out. I don't know exactly how he's a partner in this, but we have friends on the internet. And I want to say that here in Petach Tikva, and other than what we see on the screens, so many friends, there are many, many friends from Kli Olami, from all over the world, here in Petach Tikva. Let's...
Ola, בעמדת השאלות יש שאלות?
Ola, in the question, do you have any questions?
What does it mean to annul myself completely? If I am completely annulled, what is the movement I have to do?
During conception, during Ibur, I have to do all the actions only in order to nullify before the group. So it will be the womb. And I am the ubar, the embryo, the fetus. I have, other than that, no other action but to accept the group above reason, as that is my upper, and to nullify towards it, like we see in our lives, how the embryo is nullified inside his mother. More?
It is hard to conceive what is the state that the Creator is being revealed in a group. How can we create this between us?
The Creator is revealed in the group, not during Ibur, conception. As in Ibur, we only annul ourselves. And after Ibur, there is Yenika, suckling. That's, or nursing, that's where we start to get to know the upper force operating in the group. Because the Creator is bo'ure, come and see what is revealed there in the group. And what else can I add? When I discover that I have come to the end of annulment, and in me a new will to receive is revealed, in which I don't nullify myself, but above the annulment, I can influence, bestow to the group. Meaning by that, I'm already making myself resemble the Creator somewhat, where I can do many scrutinies, to be with Him, not in nullification, but even more than that, in partnership. And that's already suckling. Well, there are processes here between Ibur and Yenika, which is birth and special development. But again, this is all relative to the group.
There is another question from Valerie from Nahariya. How do we not get confused between corporeal annulment and spiritual annulment in our work?
Between corporeal and spiritual annulment, I don't get confused. I simply, as much as possible, am in both of them. Because it helps me, corporeal annulment, in order to annul myself from spiritual annulment. And I use it, this opportunity.
אני יכול לעשות כל מיני פעולות בגשמיות.
I can do all kinds of actions in corporality, even though I still don't agree with it in spirituality. I'm not ready, I didn't yet get the force of annulment. But in corporality, I can. I do what the society demands of me. What could be easier? What could be more ready for usage, for implementation, like corporeal annulment? And from that, I can then see how ready I am also spiritually to annul myself. What is to annul myself? They have eyes and they don't see, they have ears and do not hear. Just like we talked, like he has no ears or eyes. I don't care what the group thinks, what it does. I accept them as the upper force alone. And then a person very quickly enters the spiritual feeling. Yes.
You describe the state of conception as an impossible state that is really unbearable from our nature. How can we explain it?
I didn't depict the conception as an impossible thing, that someone who's hearing it is thinking so. Did I really depict it that way? Well, girls? Okay. In short, it is really impossible. Yes. It's impossible. But, as usual, like all of spirituality relative to corporeality, against this impossible, there's an answer. That we can turn to the Creator, to that force that's inside the group, and to demand, to truly demand, help me, you must, and I'm demanding, and I deserve. What do I deserve? The force of annulment. Yes.
We saw that there is more questions. There are more questions from all over the world.
Okay, whatever you want. About what was written here, I've actually been through it, just without the reading of the sources.
What does it mean, Rav, that we are ready for birth?
What does it mean that we're preparing ourselves for birth? This means that we're nullifying and nullifying and nullifying inside the group until I annul all of my discernments, all my pchinot that are necessary for annulment, those are that are ready for annulment during Ibul. And then instead of aviyut of shoresh, where I nullified and nullified myself in everything, what was opportune to me, I come to aviyut aleph, the next degree, another degree. And then I flip, I start to think and work with my losh. I start to be with my losh below. First it was, I don't care in what way. And I start to come out of the group. That transition, as you know, is a very unpleasant transition. It's difficult. It's called labor pains or narrows of labor. It's very troublesome. And exit from the womb, there's a lack of chasadim there. What does it mean, lack of chasadim? When the baby is born, when he reaches the path, the exit, he receives an addition of aviyut aleph instead of aviyut shoresh that he had. And then that is called, now he's lacking chasadim, and then with force and difficulty, with great pain, is born. The lack of chasadim. And then he already begins to be born. He's no longer ubar, and starts to be in the time of yenika, of suckling. He goes to Neich Hagat, but it's all towards the group. And also the yenika, the suckling towards the group is the same. Now, towards the group, I am, where on one hand, from nullifying myself, I continue to nullify myself as a baby towards them, as they are all as Ima, as my upper. But I annul myself towards them on one hand, but on the other hand, I have what to add. What to add in spirituality, in as much as I'm capable of pushing them to spirituality with my small kilim, my small forces, I do so. That is the period of yenika, of suckling. It's nursing. It's long. It could be up to 2 years, it's called. 24 months. And then katnut until Yud Gimel years, 13 years.
What connection do I have with the group when I already am out of the womb?
When I go out of the group, as a womb, I start with the group to relate like a baby. It's much more difficult. Because then I am operating my criticism, my connection to them, like a baby. Who doesn't want to eat? He does want to eat. He also has something there. Cold, hot, all kinds of things. He has it ready. Well, we will learn what are his exits, what are the prinot that are developing now in him. There are many. And all of that for the sake of participation in the group. Meaning it's much more difficult than in Ibu, in the time of Yenika.
Thank you.
Friends, we have two positions to ask questions. Everyone who is sitting here with us, if you want to ask according to the subject. I didn't succeed to understand. You said that come out of the group. This is the stage of sucking, yenika, that we are.
We are in partnership also in Ibu, in conception. Only my participation is that I am in complete annulment. And in yenika, in suckling, I am in even greater annulment. As even though I receive from them the light of chasadim, well, it's hard for us to talk for the time being. So I am also towards that I am annulling myself. Meaning my annulment towards the group only goes and increases. Because my will to receive altogether grows from day to day. You should just understand, what do we need to do? We need to incorporate in the system of Adam HaRishon 100%. And then we learn that from this world till the end of correction, I am annulling myself. At first I annul my will to receive like it is. Later I annul myself not to use it in order to receive, but in order to bestow. Instead of hatred, in love, in all the qualities. Only I'm going and adding the usage of my will to receive in order to bestow. All the time, more and more. And when I operate all my desires in bestowing in order to bestow, that is in the from 613 desires, from the 288 and then from the 365 to receive, I come to my complete character, which is completely similar to the Creator. My desires have all received corrections of bestowing in order to bestow and receiving in order to bestow, and I become like the Creator because I have such an expression of connection and incorporation with Him.
I will only add, with your permission, the stage of the Ibur is more passive. The stage of the suckling is more active, although maybe the passive, the Ibur, is the hardest. It's passive, but it's very difficult. When we come out, the suckling, this is what I ask you, is this a stage that I can walk with my vessel? I have the ability to distinguish and the ability to raise above and make some act of love.
Also, beforehand, you go through all those discernments, but you are silent. And later, you're not silent, but you do everything against your desire and your thought. So the work is greater. Ibur is the easiest degree. If you want to ask about all kinds of other things too. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody.
אני רוצה לשאול בקשר לשיעור היום.
I want to ask about the lesson today.
Which lesson? The morning lesson?
Yes, yes.
Что это значит? Что у меня отложилось, и хотела все-таки спросить, если возможно.
אתה אמרת היום שאנחנו מתכוננים לזיווג
You
נשיקה?
said that we are getting ready for
למה התכוונת?
Zivug Nashika. What did you mean?
I don't know in what context I was saying it, but we are going now through such stages in the holidays which are called the embrace of the left, the embrace of the right, and neshikin, kissing, and zivug, coupling of yesodot, as we call it. All of that we go through during these holidays. As Yom Kippur is the embrace, the hug from the left, and then his left is below my head, and his right shall embrace me. It's already the zivug, the coupling of Sukkot, and then in the 8th of fast, the Shmini Atzeret is already the kiss. If there's a general thing about the holidays, if you're asking about that, I don't know. Is that what you asked? Or in general, what is the shika? Kiss in spirituality? Yes? Did you get an answer? Wonderful.
Вот в последнее время вы говорили, о злом начале мы говорили, что настоящее злое начало это...
Lately, Rav, you talked about the evil.
Это сопротивление объединению.
You said that the evil inside us is the resistance to connection.
Yes.
Только тогда, когда ты хочешь использовать группу и Творца ради себя.
You also said that we want to take advantage of the group.
Использование группы ради себя и сопротивление объединению это одно и то же?
I wanted to ask if for myself and the resistance to the group and to receive for myself are the same.
The difference is in coarseness and of you. There's a matter where I don't come to the group, so I'm in coarseness of 0, about 0. Then I come to the group, but I can't accept it. I sit there and barely participate. Then I can participate, but nevertheless I resist it, and so on and so forth. It all depends on the degrees of aviyut that I'm using in those degrees in order to be connected to the group nevertheless. That's the difference, and that is how the evil inclination is measured. Outside of the group there is no evil inclination. The fact that I love to eat a few meals a day and to go and have fun and sleep 10 hours a day and something else, that's not called the evil inclination, that's not called ego. Ego is only towards, not even towards people in the street, that's just kind of like folk ego. The ego is only, for us in spirituality, in the wisdom of Kabbalah, we measure it only according to what aviyut I have towards connection. Only. It is what we need to correct. Okay?
אם אני עושה פעולות לחיבור
I
העשירייה,
did actions to connect the 10. Is that called to bestow?
If you do actions of connection towards the group, towards the 10, that's already bestow. It could be that it's not yet a spiritual action, but it's on the way.
So I can... The question is, we spoke about the section and Are those states that are connected to each other? I can be in all states in the same time?
No.
I can be in Ibur and to bestow, so I work towards the connection of the 10.
When I am in Ibur in the group, I nullify myself completely. When I annul myself towards the group, they tell me what to do. What they want, I do that. So at the time that I'm in Ibur, I am incorporated in them, I participate in all the actions, I do every single thing. I don't open my mouth. I do not pass criticism. What does it mean that I don't pass criticism? I see and feel and don't agree, and we have in Ibur 9 months. Meaning my desire is constantly growing. And I'm looking at them, I'm willing to eat them up. And with that, I am sufficed with it. That's why it's called Ivra V'dinim, meaning, if Ibur, it's Ivra and Dinim means transgression and judgments. I'm shaking with anger, but I shut my mouth, I have no mouth. I hear what they're speaking, I don't agree with them, but it's as if I don't hear, and so on.
But if I'm doing actions to the connection of the 10, I am still in inclination? So I can still speak, it's not just to be silent.
No. I am doing actions for the sake of connection. What they demand.
But what
No, there's a difference. You're right. There is a difference here, so pay attention. If I'm doing actions from myself, from my own, in order to bestow to them, then that's already called katnut. That's a yenika, suckling or nursing, or it could be beyond that, until 13 years. But if I'm doing what they're telling me, what they're obligating me to do, that's still ibur.
So if I'm on the way and I feel that I do this and that also, how can it be?
It'll work out. You'll start discerning it, because when we get to that, you'll start to scrutinize that. But for the time being, all those who are here needs to enter ibur. Self-annulment. They demand. Whatever they demand, do.
One more question. You asked in one of the lessons, why do we receive the light P double tarach times? I wanted to ask if it's connected to the conservance of energy law.
It's because we have 620 desires and we need to correct them in order to bestow. It has nothing to do with preservation of energy or anything.
We're all the time working and we don't see any results, but really nothing goes to waste. In the end, we will get it back.
You will receive it at once when there will be the first spiritual action.
And it's not connected to the law of energy, all of our work.
Question from Tulancingo group in Mexico. They are asking, is my correction dependent on me, or the Creator, or the 10, or my upper root?
On all of them. I'm saying seriously, also on the spiritual root, also on me, also on the group, and also on the Creator. Everyone participates in this, shares in this. Mutual bestow, the influence of the environment on the person on the environment. I don't point to who's using the microphone, so it's up to you.
Good evening, Rav.
Good evening, Rav.
In order for us to be fully integrated in the friend's desire
מה צריך לקרות כדי שנהיה לגמרי, נתקלה לגמרי בתוך הרצון של החברים ובתוך החיסרון שלהם?
It feels like it's something that either happens spontaneously or something I really have to force myself and really push myself to feel it. How do we feel it so we're always moved by the friend's desire?
זה מרגיש לי שאו שזה ממש ספונטני, שזה פתאום נולד, או שזה בא בכוח, בהתגברות אמיתית. איך להגיע למצב שכל הזמן נרגיש ונתקדם בחיסרון של החברים?
האדם הוא מאוד חלש.
A person is very weak, completely corrupted. One has no forces to do an act of connection, of bestowal. He has no chance in succeeding if the environment is not caring for him. Therefore, the group needs to come to a state in which they care for each and every friend, meaning to supply each and every one maximum drive, force, the quality of bestowal, the opportunity, and then a person will succeed. Just like Baal HaSulam writes, the influence of the environment upon a person, which is the most important. And a person himself, when he makes efforts, he can do efforts for 20 and 30 years. And nothing will happen to him. Nothing. That's why there are people here who are here for so many years, more than 10 years even. We have women here that are like that. Well, and what do they have? Still nothing. Because still there is no environment, no surrounding that gives them the pressure, the drive, the conditions that they will have no choice but to enter Ibu. They don't even enter Ibu. We need to think what's happening. And this is all the influence of the environment upon a person. And we each thinks, I will succeed, I will do everything, I will do. You won't be able to do anything. Nothing. Only the environment. If it will want, then they will do for you. It will do this work upon you, this pressure, then you'll succeed. If not, no. That's why you need to beg before them and to do all that is very, even possible, for them to do this work upon you. That's it.
So how do I, if I want to really inspire the friends and uplift them, but yet I feel it within me, and oftentimes I'll make efforts and try, and then it doesn't come out, or it comes out wrong, or how do I overcome with whatever my limitations are, so I can lift up the friends and inspire them and really communicate and convey to them what I'm feeling?
אז איך לעשות נכון? אני הרבה פעמים עושה מאמצים לרגש את החברות ולרומם אותם, אבל זה או שזה לא יוצא, או שזה יוצא לא נכון מתוך המאמץ הפנימי שלי. איך אני עושה נכון לרומם את החברות באמת?
אני לא יכול להציע לך, אני לא יכול להגיד.
I can't tell you, I can't recommend. I just look at what's happening and my heart hurts. We're advancing on one hand, but nevertheless, in order to enter Ibu, a person needs to receive great pressure from his 10, so they will put him into Ibu. Not that he does it himself. They will put him into it. That's what it needs to be. It's an organization and agreement and work that obligates each and every one to overcome his laziness and to put himself into that endless concern that I have to nullify before the group. And the group accordingly will pressure him. And then from those two forces, he will succeed. Good luck, ladies.
Hello, Rav. From one side we say that we need pressure in the group. What does the term gentleness of the heart mean? Is that the opposite of pressure? Should we do both inside the group?
I don't know. I can't explain that to you. And these are things that are emotional, and therefore I don't like to talk in such a way because it kind of gets lost between the words, all of it. The sensitivity or not sensitivity of the soul. We just need to know that we need to supply each and every one a drive, a pressure, a great push to obligate one to enter into the group as an embryo, without that sensitivity of the soul, if you ask me.
I would like to know if the Reshimo has some connection to the consumption.
The Reshimo exists in us. It's that spark that drives us, pushes us towards the purpose of life, towards the purpose of creation. It's called Reshimo.
before you answered something very strong, that whoever is here needs to get to Ibul.
Of course, if they're here, of course they have an opportunity, but an opportunity. Now they're dependent on the 10, on the friends, on the guys and girls.
He's dependent on the 10, but what do I need to feel so that my friends will reach consumption?
You need to feel like you're obligated to supply them with the conditions to be conceived. You need to gather 10 people and to organize from them a group, and in the group each of the friends needs to be supplied with the conditions as a womb towards each and every one. On one hand, harsh conditions, on the other hand, necessary, and on the third side, great care that she doesn't run away or leave and do what she has to do. To just give each and every one the opportunity to nullify, so it will be respectable that this is how we annul. So it will be the most important, and that the group is actually a kli in which the Creator exists. And when you turn to the center of the group, you're turning to the Creator. That's where He needs to be revealed.
Thank you.
Question from New York. What does it mean to give the society to act on me?
I want for them to operate, act on me. For them to work on me, to pressure, to do whatever they want. I want at last to enter Ibul, to the spiritual process. Ibul, conception, just understand, it's written, Ubar, an embryo in the innards of his mother, sees from one end to the other end of the world. He sees the whole spiritual reality. A candle shines on his head. That's the light of Keter. He is taught the whole Torah. Well, and later, meaning this isn't just some nullification and that's it. In the Kelim that he annuls in, he receives the light of Nefesh. And the light of Nefesh is the light that fills all of reality. So, we need to feel that we are obligated to one another to give this opportunity. And that the fate of each and every one of us is in the friends.
A friend from Israel is asking, how does the distribution contribute to our birth, spiritual birth?
I think that other than working a group, we don't have a mean for spiritual advancement other than dissemination. Why? Because through dissemination I join to me seemingly foreign deficiencies, which all belong to my soul. And those lacks, those deficiencies that I'm incorporated from, I raise them. I raise them, I am assisted by them. Just like Baal HaSulam tells us. This is specifically our work, where if we, well, you heard probably, I'm talking about this a lot. We are called Israel, Yashar Kel, according to our inclination towards the goal. Yashar, to the Creator. If we want to advance towards this, I must have for who, for what? Because I'm not doing this for myself. In general, it's prohibited to do such a thing. It has to be in order to bestow onwards, meaning I have to carry behind me additional kelim by which I advance. Not for myself. I myself am just Galgal Ta'inayim. I'm advancing only for the Achap. I must disseminate and do dissemination according to as much as I disseminate. It doesn't matter where the people are, if I know them and they know me, or yes or no. I altogether am operating inside this big will to receive. And there are already parts there that belong to me, that belong me. And then accordingly I start to grow. Because when I receive automatically, as they are operated by me, impressed by me in dissemination, then now I receive for them, become a transition towards them, and I receive spiritual advancement. Without us doing dissemination, we will not advance. I don't need dissemination. I have no relatives there. I don't profit or get anything from that there. I'm simply explaining to you what to do. As usual, here, do, you'll profit. You'll be rewarded with it. If not, it'll be as usual. Nothing will happen. Is that clear? Are there questions about that, about dissemination? About dissemination. Please, so get close and you'll get... I want about dissemination. Do you hear? So jump less, I'm asking. Calm down, sit down.
שם מתקרבת גברת שרוצה לשאול על הפצה.
There's a lady who wants to ask about dissemination right over there.
Hello. I wanted to ask about dissemination on Facebook. I'm a lot on Facebook. I notice for a longer time now that a lot of people disseminate something that is more repulsive than... I can give you examples, like preparation for sleep, Tehillim chapter of the day, something you draw in the lesson.
אני הבנתי. בקיצור, מה שצריכים זה...
I understand. In short, what we need is for there to be some place where they will check the things that are qualified, proper for dissemination. There need to be a few people like that know whether it's worth or not to disseminate. And for us to be organized in such a way that we will disseminate only what's good for the audience. Whoever does dissemination, and it's just like that, it's just causing damage to himself. He's just like shooting himself in the foot, surely. Because nothing good will come out of that. People won't get closer to it. They won't absorb. They won't connect to him. And it just won't be anything. They'll just lose. They won't get anything from it. It's best not to do anything. To just like that, take materials and spread it in all directions. He's just burying himself. He won't succeed in that. You receive every day a link on the WhatsApp of the tens and with the announcements of BB. Materials that are ready for dissemination, summaries of articles, all the things that are ready. So first of all, we did a training on that. There are 6 different levels of dissemination. Whoever wants to do just likes and shares, etc., until writing. Also on that topic, if someone wants to do get training in writing, anything that's to do with creation of content, we have such training. If not, don't write from yourself. Simply share those materials that you receive. Whoever does something else, like you heard right now, it's damage. That's already known and clear, and if we need, on Shabbat we will do another training on this topic, both to men and then later also to women, because it never sounds, you never hear it the first time. In these guidance, each should know where their place is in dissemination. Rav. Other than that, I would like to say, as far as today, as this is the day of the departure of Bala Sulam, we have a great special teacher. He gave us the method of the end of correction. Before him, it didn't exist and no one knew how to approach it. And we need to be more immersed in his materials, to thank him for this, and to be responsible, really, for what we're doing. I don't know. I am trying. What comes out, I don't know already, but I am trying to explain and to tell things that are somehow absorbed, acceptable in people. I never speak of something that people won't understand, that they will see it as something strange or something that is unrealistic. That's no wisdom doing such a thing. It's not wise. But dissemination needs to be very, very sorted correctly. Okay?
Hi, hello. Just to continue what the friend said, I got to the Facebook, and what bring me to you was a Bala Sulam article about the perception of reality. So I don't know if there is some material or some drawing that I didn't know how to explain, but I felt this is my condition. Maybe we need to see who is our audience, who is reading me, what group am I in. And I don't think there is something that needs to be completely not allowed to distribute. You just need to think about who is it right and who is it not.
So there are simpler things, like Gilad says. There's a box where there's material, and it is constantly being collected there and updated. You have to take it from there and spread it.
Just another thing. I'm in groups of 200, 300 women, more or less, most of them mothers, that bring all their lives, all their lacks to the group in the Facebook. Some 500 posts a day in this group. And I want to open the mind for the friends in these groups. I can use New Life, and I see women give so many comments for every post, many options and suggestions, very difficult suggestions. And I look in New Life, something that you said, but maybe you said about it, and I try to bring it in my words to comment. And sometimes I see that above my comments, 40, 50 people starting to talk about it. So I give them a link to this program, and then they start to ask where they can see it more. And then I thought that there is real thirst in the net for the words of Rav, for the thoughts of our way, and New Life. This program is a great platform to work with, and I'm doing this for a year already. I think I did 100 links. I never got any objection to advice that is built on something that Rav said in New Life.
Thank you very much.
We
have before us holidays, Sukkot. You're invited to the Sukkah. There's place for everyone. So we will continue to talk about this. You have who to turn to. There's the management. So please, we can decide maybe even twice next week or during the week of Sukkot. Maybe twice of a lesson instead of once, or we'll see. I am ready for anything. Please. Again, Shana Tova, Gmar Chatima Tova. May everything be good. An embrace from the left, an embrace from the right. Kisses. Shana Tova. Good year.
Friends, let's sit together one more moment.
חברות יקרות, להתראות לכלי העולמי.
Dear friends, we'll say goodbye to the World Clean. Dear friends, please be seated. We have two very important announcements. We'll say goodbye to the Kli Olami.
ואנחנו נשארות לשבת.